We just wanted to welcome Dr. E up to introduce our Margaret Wise Brown honor winner. Welcome, Dr. E.
Big hand to Sophie and Lexi for doing such a good job today. This year's honor book is On a Summer Night, written by Deborah Hopkinson and illustrated by Kennard Pack, published by Chronicle Books. Deborah Hopkinson is the award-winning author of 70 books for young readers, including picture books, middle grade historical fiction, Little Golden Book biographies, and long-form nonfiction. Her titles have been honored with the Oregon Book Award, the SCBWI Golden Kite Award for Picture Book Text, the Jane Addams Children's Book Award, and the Green Earth Environmental Award. Judges said that the beauty of the natural world settles on pages that dare to hold few words that welcome curiosity. Who or what has awakened the child? Night colors of brownish purples, dark greens, and browns are tapped by the growing light from the moon. The soft descriptions of movements within darkness give homage to the nocturnal life in a child's own backyard. Rich language and repetitive cadences invite the reader and listener into a peaceful unity with the quiet night. So without further ado, Deborah is here to tell us about her book.
Hi, I can see you. Can you see me?
Anne, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm so excited to be here. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm going to take a few minutes, and I thought since picture books are best shared where you can see the words and the pictures, I'm going to try to share my screen and have us read it together with a little introduction first. So I'm going to try that. We haven't tried it yet. So
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, that's like amazing. Thank you so much. So thank you very much for this amazing award. Of course, like everyone else, I love and read probably like hundreds of times Goodnight Moon. So I actually had a friend who whose parents lived in New York and knew Margaret Wise Brown, which was exciting to me. So I write a bunch of different books, and I grew up in Massachusetts, and I was surrounded by history. And so history has found my way into picture books, middle grade historical fiction, and long form nonfiction. My recent titles include nonfiction picture books, Evidence, which is about public health history, Marie Curie, and long nonfiction. So in a way, On a Summer Night is very different from most of these. My recent early readers are also historical fiction. And so On a Summer Night was something, I think it goes back to my childhood, where I have, it's ever happened to you, if you wake up in the middle of the night or you're staying up very late reading, you press your face to the screen and look out at the night world. So I'm going to read it, and I'm going to ask you all to read sort of the chorus together, and that'll be the words that are by themselves. So it starts out this way. And this way you get to see Ken Pack's amazing illustrations. On a summer night, the world is still. Even the crickets think it's too hot to sing. All at once you sit up straight and rub your eyes. Ready all together? What has woken you? I didn't hear you. Can you say it again?
What has woken you?
Thank you. You pad softly to the kitchen, past the buzz of whirring fans and the restless sighs of other sleepers. With no one to scold her, the nimble cat has claimed a spot on the cool wooden. Actually, I can't see the side. I can't see the side. On the cool wooden surface of the table, she's stretched out. I don't have the book in front of me, and these little things.
Me.
And thanks. Who has woken her? Was it you? You and the cat press your faces against the screen of the back door. Then you step out to the yard where the dew tips blades of grass and silvers your toes. Across the alleyway, your neighbor's small white dog breaks into a storm of surprise barking. Yap, 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 yap. Ready? Who has woken him?
Yeah.
Was it the cat? Was it you? the cat slinks into the shadows, but you stand in the garden patch, arms wide as a scarecrow's, and bury your feet in the warm dirt. A large brown rabbit peeks out at you from under the hedge. Her whiskers quiver, her eyes glow like jewels. Ready? Who has woken her? Was it the dog? Was it the cat? Was it you? You stretch your head back until you can see the top of the cherry tree. A moment later, its leaves start to sway, rustling like a silken gown. Who has woken the tree? Was it the rabbit? Was it the dog? Was it the cat? Was it you? Now a sweet ribbon of breath curls around you too. It whispers against your cheek and lifts strands of your hair still damp from sleep. Who has woken the air? Was it the tree? Was it the rabbit? Was it the dog? Was it the cat? Was it you? Far above the treetop, a lone cloud meanders in the star-sprinkled sky, swaying this way, rolling that way. I'm missing part of my text here, and here I go. Who has woken the cloud? Was it the air? Was it the tree? Was it the rabbit? Was it the dog? Was it the cat? Was it you? You breathe in the night slow and quiet, and then here it is. Now the cloud settles, the air rests, the tree limbs grow still, the rabbit disappears into the shadows, and the nails of the small white dog tap a soft click, click, click across the wooden porch. He curls in his bed with a sigh. The cat reaches up and you lift her. She tucks herself in under your chin with a rumbly purr. Bright, bright. The light crosses the table, climbs the stairs. Oops, goes back. I have a funny thing here, sorry. I'm missing pages, sorry. And follows you on your bed, mysterious, golden, and round. But who has woken the moon? There you go, sorry. And I should say that the editor of this book, Melissa Manlove, who's actually no longer with Chronicle, but she is the one who designed it so that the pages with the refrains were all separate and that you see the light as it comes. So you can see over here in the corner and the way that it comes through the book this way. So I love the design of this book, and also you probably can't see it, but there's also a foil on the front that's pretty amazing.
Hi, does anyone have some questions they'd like to share?
I should say, if you can see this, it also just came out in Korean.
Oh.
So I had the Korean version beside me, but when I couldn't see the words, I couldn't quite read the Korean.
I have a question. Deborah, how did you feel about the illustrations when you first saw them?
I'm always amazed when I see the illustrations. And in this case, Melissa had shared sketches, which doesn't always happen. So, and she actually called me at one point. So again, I just have the Korean one here, but originally, you know, you can see it here, even in the Korean one. Originally, all these words were together on the page. That was the first dummy that I saw. And then she called me even before she called Ken and said, what would you think about making the book longer to do that? And so when I finally saw it, I was really amazed. And I've read it to a couple of schools at author visits and had the kids read aloud to me. So, and I love that it's a book that's good for that, but also I think good just to point out like tiny things if you're reading it with a child. So I think he's amazing and I love his work. So I'd love to work with him again. He's an animator, Ken is also, if you know his work. So
We've been talking about how many animators end up in children's books.
yes, I always tell kids that want to draw that there's so many different things you can do, both drawing and teaching art. I used to work at an art college in fundraising, so I got a chance to meet lots of artists, and I would always talk about, you know, the many different things and how our long career, long history of illustration. It's almost like I'm writing a book right now that includes a lot about Charles Dickens and how back then, you know, all of his novels were also illustrated. So it's almost like we have this renaissance of illustration in many aspects of our lives.
Well, and to that point, you know, we at some point our society started thinking that adult meant no pictures. And like you said, we're coming back to that. Do you see that happening across all genres, all age groups?
Well, certainly in children's literature. I mean, we all know about graphic novels. The book that I'm working on now is called it's a middle grade illustrated novel. It's called Lucky's Home for Lost and Starving Dogs, and it takes place in Victorian London. And so even though I'm writing it, I'm actually making a list of possible illustrations. So that gives me a chance to do the kinds of things I love with research, and pull out real places. And then, of course, the illustrator will take it however he or she wants to. But I love the trend. Maybe some of you have read Dogtown. I'll grab this book. It's right here. But I think that as we're seeing post-pandemic with a wide variety of reading levels in one classroom. So do you all know this book, Dogtown by Catherine Applegate and Jennifer Choldenko? It has really short chapters, like really short. So this chapter has basically 2 pages with lots of illustrations. So it's not exactly a graphic novel, but it's very, very illustrated, but it's long. So it's over 300 pages, but lots of white space. It's about a dog shelter that has both real dogs and robot dogs. So this is, I think, what we're hearing from educators. When I go to schools, I get this sense, and from publishers too, that something that can really grab kids' interest, that has illustrations, but also short, really punchy chapters.
Deborah, I was curious, when did you figure out that you wanted your text to be cumulative and also use personification? Did the idea just come to you whoosh, or is it something that you kind of gradually grew towards?
So most of my picture books and my writing is really slogging. There have been a few picture books in my life. This one, The Story of a Story, Only One, and this one where it just kind of comes out that way. And I think that the original, I have to go back, but the original draft had some of that. And then Melissa, who edited the book, Melissa Manlove, she suggested that I go on with that. But the beginning of it was always the way it was. So, and when that happens to me, like, it's very rare, but I don't really remember how I'm writing it. It just kind of comes out of the void. But I should say that doesn't happen very often. Most of the time it's like 10, 11, 15 drafts. And I always tell kids at school visits, and not all my ideas get made into books. Lots of rejections.
What is an average writing day for you? I mean, how many things do you typically have in the pipeline? How are you getting your ideas? Are you jumping around to different genres? I mean, what is your writing life like?
So I write every day. Well, I don't write every day, but I write most days. And right now I have a September deadline. So for Lucky's Home for Lost and Starving Dogs. And I have, maybe you can see this maybe, but so down over there, can you see kind of that bin?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, so I keep bins of books, and for my nonfiction, I do write. I have this big table. I write here. And most of the time I work on one thing at a time, but I just took a little break for 2 or 3 days and tried to write a historical nonfiction picture book. And I tried to have, for first drafts are the hardest for me. So I have like goals. So right now I'm at 14,000 words for my dog book. My dog book is like Downton Abbey plus Charles Dickens, only narrated by dogs. So that's kind of the premise. It's two Irish doodles that get thrown out of their house, and I got the idea many years ago from this book, which is about the history of the Battersea Animal Home in London that started in 1860. So I sold it on a proposal in 30 pages. So now first book, it's going to be 2 books. The first book is due in September. So my goal for the end of the next couple of days is to get to 15,000 words. And sometimes I'll even write like how many words I do a day just to get that first draft. So usually it's pretty intense. I just finished a middle grade novel that will be out in 2026. And my next nonfiction will be out in 2025. With novels, it's like less research, and with nonfiction, I can do a bunch of different things, like do the photo research, fix the end notes, those kinds of things help you get the whole thing together. So yeah, that's a long answer to a short question.
It's a wonderful peek behind the curtain. Thank you so much. With those different kinds of writing that you're going into, how do the ideas come to you? How do you know what you want to do next? Or do they have to simmer for a while?
Well, my day job for many years was in academic fundraising, and I did a lot of foundation relations and grants. And that has really helped me as far as realizing that I have a lot of interests. I also wrote a lot of grants that were related to what a private foundation might want to fund. So in some ways, editors are the same way. So some editors like picture books, some are fascinated by other things. So I really try to just sometimes present ideas to an editor and then try to find something that might fit their list and their interests.
So as far as writing advice to this audience who are trying to get to your level, what could you suggest? What are some of the best moves to be as successful as you have been?
Read a lot, write a lot, keep your writing. Don't worry if you don't write every day. I had 2 kids and a full-time job. I didn't write every day for a long time. I have lots of ideas, and learn about the profession. So I do critiques, and a lot of times I always ask people, what their goal is. Sometimes you have a story, it's the one story you want, but it's really just for your family. And then when I set out to write, I started with magazines, and I just set myself a goal of sending out like a story every month or 2. And I had a 3-year-old at the time. And eventually, after about 3 years, I sold one. So don't give up.
Good advice, and congratulations on all of your success, and especially on being the honor winner for the Margaret Wise Brown Prize for 2025. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you very much, everyone, and good luck.